Welcome to the School of Mike. This is a series where I'm going to try to put together everything that I've found recently, and this is a reintroduction. If you look into my YouTube channel, you'll see a number of videos where I sort of try to make some movies, and I'm still learning how to do this. But I know that my content is at least of value to me, and for my kids, and for my near surroundings, and for my family. So I was thinking, if I just film myself talking about it, I might be helping someone else out. So, what is the School of Mike? Basically, this is what happened. This video will be aimed towards, these next couple of videos will be aimed towards the Mormon community. I was brought up as a Mormon, and there's a lot of things that goes on within Mormonism as the internet has evolved. Things that no one knew has come up, and people learn a lot faster, and they're talking a lot faster than they used to. So it's almost as though there's a grassroots revelation going on. I've had lots of friends who have troubles with Mormon teachings and what they're all about and how they do. And for many years, I've been trying to form a formula that for me helped bridging over, all the problems that this brings. So this whole video series stems out of this one idea, and with it I can encompass, is that how you say it? I can sort of frame almost most things that I've been thinking about. This video series will talk about religion, about parenting, about management consulting. I also bring up leadership principles, old ancient esoteric traditions, religions, temples, the origins of religions, and how they all join together. That's like the key thing, really. But this idea also relates to music and sports and training. Wherever you find human beings, this model is applicable. I know it sounds perhaps a bit mad or crazy, but it takes a crazy man to explain a crazy world. At least this is my try how to do it. I've named this model a few weeks ago. After 6 years of thinking about it, I gave it a name. And I called it, are you ready? This is the name. I call it Tritus. Of course. And my handwriting is a mess, but I don't care about it. So Tritus is the name of the model. And I've chosen to use this to frame all of my ideas. And I shoot my ideas through this model through different angles. And it's a simple model, but it's like a fractal, and it expands. Here we go. It looks like this. 1, 2, 3. 3 circles. That's it. That's the Tritus. And to explain it really fast, it goes from abstract, all the way to, I think you say concrete in English, but that sounds like cement. But concrete anyway. So, concrete. This is it. Tritus is a swing between concrete and abstract, and it has a middle ground. And I will explain a lot about this. Perhaps I should just take my favorite idea. Maybe I should tell a story. I should tell the story of how this came to be. Back in 2012, and 11 and 12 and a little bit up to 2013, I had loads of friends with sort of faith issues and problems. They have what's perhaps coined as a phrase within Mormonism, which is called faith crisis and faith transitions. And that basically happens that you study further and you see that your old concepts that you rely your existential questions on, they sort of collapse, and that brings a lot of pain and a lot of anguish. And it's tough. It's like a divorcement from your life, or like the whole foundation of your life. And this sort of happened to me. I had a lot of friends sort of revolting and leaving the church and didn't want to have anything to do about it. And to me, this became a big confusion. I remember in 2012, late 2012, I had finished almost my second degree. I was working, I had one child, we're living in a flat, my wife was studying and working, and we had a lot on our minds. And between all of this, I sort of had the most existential, problematic phase of my life. And this all led up to this idea that came out in 2013. I sort of formed this formula to solve the answers that I had to in order to proceed. So this is really a bridge between my faith crisis and the new way of looking at it. So, and I hope that you can follow along. I hope that you could ask questions, and I can explain it further if it doesn't make sense, because I'm really eager. I really feel that I want to explain this to other people. And back to the story then. In 2013, early 2013, I had come up with this idea from everything that I learned. I've been on a mission. I've been married in the temple, which is a big thing in Mormonism if you don't familiar with it. And I've done basically everything, and it came to me that I can do another degree, and I can read another book, and I can run around the world one more time, because basically I've been around the world from China to Hawaii. There's like a slot over the Pacific Ocean where I haven't traveled. So I've been around the world, I've been skiing, I have been fortunate in my life to have a fantastic family, a father and a mother that loves me. We had financial situations that were, not crazy, but better than average. I don't know what average is, but I've never felt that I've missed anything materialistic or anything spiritual or love from my parents. If you saw, I've had lots of friends, I have a beautiful wife and fantastic children, but still I wasn't satisfied because I couldn't understand, I couldn't figure out, and I always have a desperate need to figure things out. It can drive me crazy if I don't understand, and it basically literally drives me crazy. I'll talk more about this later. But this main idea that this sprang out from was that I had a teacher at the university, at the Royal Institute of Technology, where I was doing my master's in engineering. And he was a math professor. And I remember him spending his last lecture of the course for 2 hours writing formulas up and down the board, proving that there is no truth. You can never say that anything is true. Things are only probabilities. And I remember him standing in front there, drawing it up and down, like erasing the board and continuing, sum it all up, erasing the board and take the summary and continue with all the formulas up and down and explaining. Like for 30 years of being a professor, he still couldn't frame the truth that he wanted. And he said, it's impossible. What I took with me from that lesson was that he kind of said, I don't know if he wrote it on the board, if I made it up afterwards, but this is what I got out of this math professor. At least he said that nothing is true. Basically, nothing is true. And in the middle of this faith crisis, this phrase was with me, nothing is true. And it bugged me, and it was tough. Because growing up in the Mormon church, everything's true. Like the church is true, the prophet is true, the Book of Mormon is true, the plan of salvation is true. And wherever you go, everything's true. Everyone's testifying, crying. This is true, this is true. Jesus is true, yes, salvation is true, atonement is true. But then I was like working my mind logically through things, and nothing seemed to be true. And when the internet came up on the side, it's like we had the church here. I had my scientific studies. Here's church, and like I've spent 7 years in school and in university. And then the internet sort of came up, and it made this mess between everything. And I just figured that if nothing is true one day, here's the key. If nothing is true, the answer is within the problem. If nothing is true, then I would have to experience nothing to see what was true. This is how Tritus came alive. and then I'll continue on that note on the next video. Thanks for watching.